you want to go get the paint first?
Do what?
Should we go get the paint first, or you want to get that other stuff first?
Do that first.
Okay. Man, it's too bad about Fred. Well, this pickup sets up high, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Is this a 1 ton or a 3/4 ton?
Huh?
Is this a 1 ton or a 3/4 ton?
It's a heavy half.
I was gonna say this thing sets up pretty. You got big tires on it.
Yeah.
It sets up pretty high.
Got a front $2,400 front end in it. Boy, it makes that makes a nice pickup. Ordinary pickups, you don't get this height. They set up straight and high, and they take curves better. And just more control.
It feels like you're driving a truck, not a car.
Yeah.
Well, at least Fred will be back there where Sharon can kind of keep an eye on him.
Well, that's what's going to have to happen. I talked to Oster. Got everything lined up here.
Yeah.
Have to
You
meet
think
him-
that
have to meet him
you think
tomorrow.
that if
He got the papers and everything signed, so he can get started on it. He's gonna have to. He's got people that can clean that house, so I can have him do that.
well, the other thing too is, you know, if Fred does get, if he is terminal and he does get to that point, you know.
Well, he's gonna collect the rent from those guys, and
Well, I'm
if
talking
if
about
they
Fred.
move out on that condo, he'll rent it out. I don't have to worry about
Right.
it.
No, yeah, I think
He'll take care
Austin
of it.
I think you could probably tell him kind of what you're doing, and he'll probably be able to fill in the plate.
Well, he knows this kid. They're all together. He lost his son here 3 months ago.
What happened to him?
Same thing.
AIDS. Huh?
Alcohol.
Oh, alcohol. Wow.
He said he was yellow just like Fred is.
So he gets it.
He had other issues beside that, I think.
Yeah.
He just died.
Well, you don't know- well,
he worked at the Prado.
Oh,
I knew where
Yeah.
Fred was working. So you see, he was still working when he died. So, you know, Fred was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
There was some issues down there just before Ray died already. That Fred wasn't.
Well, Ron probably knew all about Ray dying then, right?
Oh yeah.
So Ray had a funeral back in Ohio. He didn't have it out here.
No, he got cremated. Fred's got the half of it, and he sent the other half to the family back there. With the urn. Had to put it in 2 urns. One's Fred's got, and one's they got there in Ohio.
So Sharon thinks he's got AIDS or not? What is her opinion of this?
Well, you know, she's got a question mark there. She has to get it checked out.
yeah.
That's the first thing she's got to do when he gets back.
Did she
there.
think that when she saw Ray had AIDS or not?
Well, he wasn't even as bad as Fred.
So she didn't know?
No,
that-
she didn't think Ray had AIDS.
She didn't think he had AIDS? Well, the one good thing
It
about
was
it
strictly
is...
level favored. They already had checked him out thoroughly, and he knew they told him he was a good candidate for a new liver and he'd be a new man. And he would have been if they could have found a liver, but it wasn't available. And we found that out when we talked to Peter and Colleen, because she knew. She said those livers are hard to come by.
Oh, yeah.
She said he'd have to live at least 6 years yet before he'd had any chance of getting it out here in California.
Well, the good thing
Now,
about
she
it...
said if he could move to another area, he could probably get one within a year or two.
Yeah.
But, you know, he wasn't going to live that long.
Well, the good thing about it is if Fred is in this kind of state, you know, Sharon can, she can ease his suffering there the way she did with Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you give him
she
too
did.
much morphine and just let him pass easy like she did with Mom.
Yes. But right now, if he can be cleaned out and gotten back, the bad part is he's going to want to come back to California.
Well,
He's just like you. He thinks he just got to live out here, and you don't have to live out here. There's a plenty good life back there.
yeah.
he's got friends back there. It isn't that he.
Well, he may find that out too. But what I'm saying is, if he can't be recovered, then
once he loses the house out here, that he can't come to the house. It's not available. It's sold. Well, then he may just bulk on us and go try to move into his condominium. But I'd like to sell it if we can get it sold before it gets that far, and he can just have the money, and then hopefully he can invest it back there into something that he'd like to do.
Well, if he was worse than Ray, and Ray died, he's not.
Yeah,
he's not.
I mean, he's
got
to have an awful complete recovery. He's got to be well monitored. And Bud's.
Is he on any pain meds right now? Do you know?
No. He's got to be on meds to get over that alcohol, to get over that DTs. She's got to put him on medicine, but he's got to be monitored closely when they give him that medicine. So she can't do that on the way out there. She's got to wait till he gets there. And she can get him over those DTs. They got medicines for that, but they got to be monitored closely, or something can happen to him.
So when Sharon came out, she was helping Ray at the end, kind of easing his pain.
No, she didn't. She overlooked the fact he lied to us. Fred lied. He lied like hell. Like everything was going to be okay.
Yeah, but when Sharon come out here and she knew that he was too far gone,
then she called me hours on end and complained about how much he missed Ray. He posted it, made an ass of himself, posting it on the Facebook. Oh shit.
But what I'm saying is, when she knew that he was too far to be gone, she was able to ease his comfort with that.
Well, she didn't realize it was going to come this way because he was lying.
Right, but if he was worse, Fred's worse than Ray was, and Sharon saw that Ray needed that ability to kind of have a peaceful life.
Yeah, and I seen Fred in a worse state than Sharon seen him in, because when she seen him, Ray had his girlfriends, a gal that's a stewardess for the last 35 years, and another lady. They were there. They were living with Fred and taking care of Ray. He had all kinds of help. Now it's the other way around, and these that's his friends now. They're tired to make cleaning up his mess. And
well, that's the difference between Fred and Ray. Fred doesn't have the support system Ray had, because Ray had Fred. Yeah. But
Fred was willing to die immediately for Ray if it would come to that. And in fact, he wanted to kill himself after Ray was dead.
Is that what he said? He wanted to kill himself?
Yeah.
Fred said he wanted to kill himself?
Yeah, he bought the bleach bottles and everything else. He was going to,
So were you there when Ray passed away, or was
we were there. Sharon and I and Dylan.
And so Sharon did.
I remember when Fred started yowling. I knew it was about 4 o'clock in the morning.
But Sharon was able to help Ray pass quickly because.
He had a pump on him, and he was holding on. He'd just pump it when he felt he needed it. Well, Sharon, we needed to go back, and Sharon says, I said to Sharon, why don't you see that he goes before we have to go back, because it's going to make a mess with Fred. She says, well, Daddy, she says, that's illegal. He says, well, hell, he's on the pump. What the hell to do?
Yeah, they won't know the difference anyway, would they?
I talked to her for quite a while, a day practically. I says, just give him enough to keep taking.
Yeah.
She finally decided to do it. And she says, my God, it took a lot to do it.
It took a lot to get rid of him.
Oh, shit. She says, that was not easy. At 4 o'clock in the morning, that last day, we had to fly out.
So he took more morphine than it took to kill Mom, huh?
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah.
His heart was so strong, my heart isn't as strong as his was. Mm-hmm. He was healthy. Yeah. His parents got to be 92.
Well, yeah, he was good stock. Is that old German stock back there?
Both of them got to be 92, died 6 months apart.
Wow. So we need to pick up some stuff just for the back seats. We don't get.
He's got a cat carrier.
Going back.
He's got a cat carrier, so I don't have to buy one.
I hope you don't have a hell of a trip going back.
Well, whatever it is, but I got to get him back there.
Mm-hmm. So Oster's all along with it. Oster or whatever his name is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He knows all about
He's
it.
not going to tell Fred, is he?
No. It's he knows what it's all about. He just lost his son the same way.
Yeah.
So it was terrible.
I never met Ron Oster. I said
he's gay, but his son
Oh, he's
wasn't
gay?
gay. Yeah.
Ron Oster's gay?
Yeah.
Well, he's probably dealt with this situation a lot then.
Yeah. But he's a wealthy real estate agent.
Yeah, he
there.
seems like a
does
nice
lot
guy.
of work.
I've talked to him a few times.
He drives a new Mercedes about every 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Gets a new Mercedes. Got an office down there, a real estate office
Mm-hmm.
in West. I forget what he called it now. Eric will know. Westbrook or something like that. Shit, I can't remember all this stuff. It's beyond me.
You think you have good weather going home now?
Well, there's a storm coming across there. We'll probably hit it. I'd rather come in behind the storm than come in while it's storming coming in.
Ellie pretty good on the road, or she got?
Yeah, she gets.
You think she'll be able to follow you back all right?
Oh no, Fred don't want to take the car back.
Oh, he's not going to
Ellie
take the car.
don't want to.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a little bit of a stretch.
He wants to
don't you?
just get in this back seat here and lay down.
Yeah.
I don't imagine. And if he wants to set up, he can pull that one seat down and crawl up on it. If he wants to, feels like sitting up and riding for a while. And he can just push the seat up back here on this side and lay down.
Yeah, just make him as comfortable as possible. And I do think you should have some, because he probably on that long trip will get uncomfortable, and the first thing he's going to want to do, if he's not on some pain meds, is he's going to want to try to medicate himself.
Yeah.
So he's been using alcohol or whatever
Yeah.
else, and I do think he's probably drinking a lot right
we
now.
can buy it, stop at
Well, if you want to, we can stop and get you some booze.
just buy little bottles of rum.
Yeah, I'll see where they're at. I think
They're like
what
ounce bottles, like the airports use. You know,
Yeah.
people would buy that liquor. I've seen them buy it.
There's probably a liquor store around here someplace. They're not too far along.
So you don't get the DTs.
Well, yeah, you don't want to just cold turkey him because that's the wrong place to be on the road.
Well, he starts puking. And
Well, yeah, you're going to throw up because
Goes
that's the
out of
first
his
thing
hand.
you do. Your body starts.
you don't think he will. He
Okay,
thinks
honey,
he's
we
gonna
gotta
be
bring
right
him
out
out.
when he gets down. When he gets home here, well, we'll see. I don't think
Well,
he knows what he's talking
I think your
about.
best way to play this is you're going to have to be non-contentious with him.
That's right.
You have to go along with him
Yeah,
and
just
be
have to go
sympathetic.
along
And
with him,
I'm going to tell you, I've been thinking about this a lot lately. You need right now to just be as helpful as
Tough
possible.
love.
Well, tough love, but you also need to be compassionate and helpful because you got to realize he's going through. Fred has had a tough year or two here with all this. You got to deal with all the rays, and you're dealing with your own mortality when you see what.
And he'll be mad at me for what I'm going to do.
Well, he ain't going to be around
conservative.
probably that much longer. I mean, you got to kind of see it for what it really is.
Well, Sharon might get him well. I don't know. I hope that happens.
Mhm.
He can be a lot of help on the farm there. We
Oh, I
can
hope he
do
does.
things,
I hope he
you
gets.
know.
You know what? I
can
hope he
use
gets
help.
away from all this and he kind of sees the trees through the forest
Mhm.
and gets a little bit of perspective in life and gets out. You know, I lived down there with them for.
That's why if I can buy that house that's bordering me there, that big house.
You're talking about that one that doctor owns that borders the bottom. That
Uh-huh. Yeah,
what's the
big
price on
one.
that one now?
Well, it started out. Actually started out at
He
$800,000.
can't get rid of it, can he?
No, they can't get rid of it. They lowered it way down. And I'm going to go over the realtors. I'm just so Zitterkoff owns it, that banker.
Oh, it went back to the bank.
Yeah, it went back.
The doctor
to bank.
lost it, huh?
Yeah, the doctor lost it. Yep. And they did lower it to $599.
Oh my gosh, they're down to $599.
That's where it's at now, and it ain't moving.
I've been to the place. In fact, I talked to him.
Yeah.
Remember that time he had
It's
that
a
water
lovely-
run over?
Yeah, it's a lovely.
And he wanted us to go down and fix that water.
Yeah.
And I went down and talked to him. Seemed like a nice enough guy.
Yeah.
I was inside the house there for a little bit.
I guess they're just little rooms, but
Yeah, he's got
Got a
some.
lot of floor
I remember
space.
he's got the big old nice. It looked was like a stone fireplace.
yeah.
And
it's a nice place.
yeah, most big place.
But it can hold. You know, Sharon, if she decides to come over there, it sounds like that she's pretty serious about it. She could live in that, and I can't pay the whole thing off. She said she'd pay the
It sounds like she's trying to get out of Cheyenne, huh?
Yeah, she's done there.
She don't like it there anymore.
No, she's done. She wants to retire now as soon as she gets 62. And
Those things turn sharp.
she's done. See, Holt was her instructor.
Yeah, we know
at the
Holt. He's the
medical
one who
college.
delivered Chase
And
or Chance.
he's retiring.
Yeah, Holt was delivered Chase.
So anyway, he's retiring, and he wants